Welcome to Module 1.2.3 for Health IT, and we're going to meet some Health IT clients. This is Steve Parenti, Professor at Department of Finance at the Carlson School of Management. This is a relatively short video lecture. We're going to talk about 4 different clients, major clients in Health IT. So first one are providers, and by providers, it's a generic term I'm using to basically describe all these folks here. Physicians, hospitals, nurses, allied health professionals who need information to provide clinical quality to get reimbursed and compete. And just since we have the ability to do this, let's take a little view here. If we step out for a second and go to our friends here at the Mayo Clinic. So even if you were just to innocently type in at the Mayo Clinic information systems, what might that generate? Basically, with these clinical trial information systems, their engineering program, their multi-site implication system of their new clinical information components. There's lots of stuff going on inside just a provider system to see exactly what's going on in that space. Continuing on to manufacturers. So whether they be pharmaceutical, biotechnology, medical device manufacturers who need IT for clinical trials, as well as cost-effectiveness evaluation, says potentially even the technology is core to clinical care. Again, taking a visit out, leaving the Mayo Clinic and visiting our friends at Medtronic, just on another part of the highway system around Minnesota. And so, nice website, standard type stuff, value assessment, meet the CEO, Omar. But again, just innocent typing in here. Information systems. Let's just see what we get. So, connectivity systems, microcatheter pacing, clinical safety information, a whole variety of systems that are clearly connecting a lot of the components of what they have in the technology together. If you did something more akin to analytics inside Medtronic, it gets even more interesting when we look at the different connectivity tools they might do with patient data analysis on the components that are in place as well. Other clients. Insurers and health plans. Huge client. Basically public and private insurers who need information to manage providers, ensure risk, and stay solvent. So there's lots of different flavors that sort of come around in this space. Again, take a take a tour over to our friends, another part of the road, United Healthcare. With United Health Group, this is actually the insurance part of what they do. You can look and see where they're finding, here's your tools, like who are your medical providers, where's your pharmacy, get a dentist, how can you get your claim together. Let's see what else we got here. Do you need a cost estimate and figuring out what your costs are going to be in terms of choosing your doctor. Here's another nice app that you can use to kind of connect you further. What information do you have in terms of drug listing? And so there's also the business side, or the innovation side, if you will, of United Healthcare or United Health Group, which is Optum, all the same company still. And then they kind of range anywhere from data analytics, pharmacy services, healthcare operations, healthcare delivery, and other components. So that is that piece. And then we mentioned there's also the public health aspect of that. So the public information system. So when we look at, say, HHS.gov, which is the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, we then can see that we have the health insurance marketplace, which is where you would buy insurance through the exchanges if you're not getting it through your employer. The Medicare program, which is massive, obviously, for seniors in terms of where things might be, say, at Medicare.gov. Similar type of thing, can figure out where can I find doctors, where can I find nursing homes, how can I get help with costs, and then there's also the Medicaid program component that's in here all as well. And then finally, and this is sort of the overlap here, government researchers and consultants, just a wide array of different folks who can be involved. You could argue that Optum kind of works as a consultant depending upon where they are. They may not so be, but they're also a delivery piece, I guess, now as a provider. The researcher component, the interesting thing about that is that if we go back to our friends here at Medicare, if you actually look for find the best way to find this here. Just Medicare data. Let's see how good their website's getting these days. Take that back. CMS data. I don't think they closed this down quite yet. Yep, CMS data. Same website, but basically allowing you to get to different databases, Part B prescriber lookup, Medicare physician lookup, order type of information, looking at Medicare disparities. Actually, a lot of different information that could be very helpful for doing any sort of strategic analysis in terms of where pieces are. There's also a developers area here too, where you can actually get some open data. Actually, if you take the course we're going to use in analytics, you're going to be using some of these pieces here to get some of that information as well. So this is actually a much improved website. The previous website looked a lot like something out of 1989. Actually, 1998, excuse me. So that's just in conclusion is our Health IT clients. Lots of different places that are involved in all this, all using this information. And not to get too bewildered by it, we're going to take a pretty focused dive into different applications and ideas, but it's a pretty wide world out there, and all of them are using data in a very critical way. And this concludes this module on Health IT clients.